Every now and then, we got to talk about the ladies. I'm sorry, ladies, but it's been a while. However, today, we're back and we're going to talk about the heel turn of Jade Cargill and what that could mean for the women on SmackDown going forward. What's going on, everybody? I'm Wyza, your very infrequent wrestling content creator, video uploader guy of a thingy. Hi, how you doing? Tell me how you doing down in the comments. Let's talk about Jade, because WWE has finally pulled the trigger on a thing that I think Jade is probably the best at, being a heel. This entire time I've been saying, and probably many other people have been saying, that she's been a bit miscasted. And personally, I think that this could have been holding her back a bit as far as what she can do in the ring. Now, I think that her working as a babyface probably was a bit to her detriment. Maybe it got in the way of how naturally she felt when it came off to how she performed and did her moves and the type of storytelling that she likes to do. It's just about comfortability. And I don't think that she was comfortable in the role that she was in. Jade as a badass, in-your-face heel, take no prisoners, I think that that's the best way to go. She doesn't have to be over the top. She doesn't have to do anything extra heely. Honestly, she could do what she's been doing. However, with that heel twist of I'm just going to bust your ass, I think that that's the twist that Jade has needed for the entire time. I've always felt as though in WWE, she was just arrogant, full of herself. However, because of who her associations were with, that was the thing that made her a babyface. However, now we have things that we can do with the title because she's taking it off of Tiffany Stratton. And if you're a Tiffany Stratton fan, I know you don't mind because I know that you feel as though she's miscasted as well. In the same sense, she's like the light-skinned Jade, just not the aggressive type. Jade's more aggressive, Tiffany's more passive in their heel personas. So there's going to come a time where Tiffany's going to turn as well. But unfortunately, it's probably not going to be soon because of this heel turn. However, this heel turn is not just about Jade. We're going to talk about Bianca, but we're going to move Bianca to the side just a little bit because there's some more things that we need to address here. The problem that we were having in SmackDown, we were lacking on who's going to wrestle who can get shots, who's at the top. And I made a list, and as I'm doing this list, I'm like, man, I listed all the SmackDown women, and then I put what position they were in. And I swear, like, maybe 90% of them are in the mid card. They're either in the mid card or not doing anything, or they're Alexa and Charlotte and they're tag team champions. Can't do anything with that either. So because of that, you're left with Tiffany, you're left with Nia, who you've beaten to death, you're left with Jade, who's challenging, and you're left with Bianca, who's injured. You have no rotation. So what would I do? First thing I'm going to do, I'm taking those titles off of Charlotte and Alexa, and I'm putting them on the Kabuki Warriors. They're hot right now. You got to put them on them. And maybe at some point they redeem that loss that they had against Rhea and EL just to solidify them as tag team champions. This way you can free up Charlotte and Alexa to add some more robustness to that main card of the women's division because they need it. They don't have anybody. You've beaten Nia to a drum, and now it's between Tiffany and Jade, and until Bianca comes back, like you don't got nothing. You put in Charlotte. Charlotte's been having those stare downs with Jade, and now that Jade's going to have the title, you can have that payoff. You can go back to that where you felt that friction between the two every time they walk down the aisle together. You can have Alexa to build with a Tiffany and help elevate her and maybe eventually turn her heel because she's just a made woman. Alexa's going to be Alexa, but there's just adding those two, those veterans to that division is just going to add so much more robustness and it's going to give everybody something to do. Now, what else would I do? Honestly, I'd elevate some people, whether it be from NXT or my girl Callie Armstrong. You gotta bring her up from Evolve. I don't even know why she's still there. She just dropped the title. I would skip NXT. She doesn't even need it. Skip her right up to the main roster, bring her on to SmackDown, and I'll put her right in there with the mains. I would definitely put her right in there with the mains because she's that good. Now, there's people that are fans of Lash Legend. I'm not that guy. I don't see what they see. I mean, she's a tall, black, thick woman, and she talks halfway decent. I don't know. I don't see it. However, if we look at the rest of the SmackDown roster, there's nobody in there that you can elevate up to the main, which is not a bad thing. It's because you can have a robust mid card. The women that are in the mid card should be in the mid card, and you got a lot of beef there to work with. Just elevate a couple of people from NXT, namely Jordan Grace and Mariah May when they're ready. Is it Mariah May? She got a different name now, right? What's her name now? Marilyn Monroe or somebody like that. Anyway, let's talk about Bianca, because this is the meat and potatoes of why Jade Cargill can possibly be a great champion, because we're going to have Jade mow through a lot of people. Well, we just talked about them not having anybody on the roster, and she can't mow through a lot if there's not a lot there. She's going to mow through the competition. In comes Bianca, her friend, the one that's returning from injury, who is going to be the babyface and to try to talk her back to her senses. And Jade's going to have none of that. None of that at all, because the thing that has escaped her this entire time is that she didn't have power. And with that title, she now has that thing. And while she does respect Bianca as the one that showed her the ropes and helped her get better and helped her get into the position that she's in, being with Bianca means that she was behind Bianca. So we got to move Bianca out the way. Now, we could also have the best of both worlds here, because people was all, the people, you know, the IWC people, doesn't like that Bianca, they feel as though Bianca's just always champion and always winning. Me personally, I don't really see it that way, because Bianca hasn't been champion for a long time. She was tag team champion just to get her away from the championship picture. And she helped elevate another 2 women just by being associated with her. I don't see why people dislike Bianca. However, you're going to get what you want, because Jade is going to dog walk her. That's how I do it. I would have Jade absolutely obliterate Bianca. Why? Because we got to shut some people up. Everybody wins. Everybody's happy. Eventually you'll have Bianca win the title, but you don't got to worry about doing that right now, because we're working on establishing Jade. And quite honestly, I think this is the best way to do it. They did a hell of a job turning her heel. And to be quite honest, I think that they really only turned her heel because she got busted open. Because now that she got that scar, oh my God, she looks like an absolute star. I don't think they would have turned her heel without it. I could be wrong. You let me know what you think down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. I'll see you in the next one. Did I just do... This is like 3 6s. This is like the Johnson. I'm sorry. I didn't have a better close.